Cardano, in many respects, really hasn't changed too much from a long-term perspective, at least how I look at the charts. I mean, it's pretty clear that the 2018 high still is problematic. We've had what now 4 attempts over the last 6, 8 days to cross above, and we failed to close above. So that takes you back to what we saw in February, March, and April this year. We had those failed attempts to close or to get above there with any price traction. So one of the things that's forming is that we could be getting our ascending triangle here developing on the charts, which could suggest that because we are getting near the apex, it could suggest that we're getting close to a pivot for the pattern and Cardano overall. If we do finally get a daily close above, we can look for resistance coming in at a declining 50-day simple moving average. After that, it's a pretty free. The path is free for Cardano to explore much higher levels, up to almost $2, I would think, probably be the next inflection point, and then off to the all-time highs. But I think it's going to take some type of catalyst or event to get past this level and break this ascending triangle and move higher. You can see that the volume, one of the interesting things about this bounce has been, and what's been different about it related to what we saw coming off the May lows, there has been almost no participation in any of the crypto. So that does raise a yellow flag for me when I don't see that type of commitment coming in, especially when you come off support levels like we saw here, where we did have barely an above average day volume, but we came off the 200-day, and also the anchored VWAP was just below. I would have liked to have seen higher volume there, showing that larger investors were becoming committed and using that as a point to leverage their long positions. But overall, it's all about the 2018 high still, getting a daily close above there, and then getting price traction up and beyond the 50-day simple moving average.
Okay. So basically, you're just kind of like waiting right there for like a break of that resistance level, of that support level. Is that right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
but she'll be coming soon.
Yeah. It's
Should. I mean, we'll come to the apex of it. So the thing is, if we fail, if the pattern fails on a daily closing basis, because we do have a shakeout today, actually below the trend line, we could easily revisit the 200-day simple moving average. I don't think there's much support to really stop that from happening.
yeah. I actually see something similar to what you're seeing as well. Let me share my screen real quick, from a long term perspective, especially because I believe I got a buy signal right here by the TD sequential indicator at this crucial area of support on the 3-day chart, right, which is given by the 50 3-day. We still have 1 day and 13 hours for this candlestick to close, but I would love this candlestick to close above the 78.6, and of course above the 50-day moving, I mean the 50 moving average on the 3-day chart, right? By closing above it within this 1 day and 13 hours to go, I will potentially be looking at a you know at an advance to the 61.8, which is at 1.56. But of course, if we break through this level of support right here, the 78.6, and this kind of like demand zone, I'm looking at potential retest of the $1, uh, you know, support level, which was support right here on the 19 on the May 19th low, and on the June 21 low as well, which is kind of like similar to what you're looking at, right?
Yeah, well, it's the 61.8% retracement of the larger advance comes in at $1. Oh,
Of the larger, like let me actually, sorry, let me
going
stop
back
presenting
to
and
March of last year.
Okay, 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 okay. I see what you mean. So I mean, yeah, basically that $1 level right there is like key support, and losing 131, 125 as support, I believe
Ali, you're not presenting.
could be a retest of that. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, I
so
mean, you really have you have that range, right? You have the 200 day, which is at 103. You have the 61.8% retracement at 1, and the anchored VWAP comes in at 97 cents. So
yeah, this is significant support right here at $1. So I mean, breaking below $1 seems a little bit difficult right now, especially given like this massive rebound. But again, usually in a downtrend, you have you break the lower Bollinger Band, then you have a retest of the middle Bollinger Band, then you have another downswing to kind of like match this low right here. So that's why uh, there is a definitely a possibility that we could like retest that level. But I'm looking at this right now from a long term perspective. I'm not necessarily trusting this buy signal unless, of course, we are able to close within the next 1 day and 13 hours above this level right here. So looking at the cryptocurrency complex right now from a lower time perspective, could probably get a lot of people burn their accounts. So that's why I'm relying more in the bigger time frames nowadays. But yeah, I mean, to kind of like summarize what I just said here, basically, I'm looking at the 131 to 125 support level to hold. If this holds within the next 1 day and 13 hours, then I'm looking for a potential, upswing to 156. But if this doesn't hold, then I'm looking for a retest of the $1 support level. What about you, Akash? What do you see from a short-term perspective?
Right, so I see something similar. Let me just present my screen first. Right, so before we actually get into Cardano, I just want to quickly go over what Bitcoin's doing. Uh, right, so I'm expecting Bitcoin to come down to this bullish order block here. Yep, so it has already come down here and it's testing this, but for some reason I feel like we are going to come down to this level here, which is approximately 32,000, right? So I'm expecting Bitcoin to pull back a little lower, something like this, and then go higher. So based on this, uh, again, Cardano is going to do something similar, right? So again, like Sheldon mentioned, we're kind of in this ascending triangle pattern, and the inexperienced traders would like really look at this and think that it's going to go higher. But what is actually going to happen is completely different, right? So I see, so basically we this high was swept here, and then now we're retracing. What's going to happen next is it's going to collect liquidity from these lows here, somewhere over here, this spot, this spot, and but I don't think that's enough. So I think we're going to come down here, which is,
Down here to what?
let me just get, yep. So
That's like 115, 120.
yeah, it's 150 to 120, right? So I'm expecting for Cardano to play out something like this, come down here, do this, and then go higher, right? As for the targets, I am looking at these highs over here. This is my initial target, but then it could even go up here, considering I'm expecting Bitcoin to go to 40K. So if that happens, I'm expecting Cardano to go to 161 as well. And this fits in perfectly well with the support levels that I have based on the IO map. The first support level comes at ranges from 128 to 131. That's obviously going to be broken easily. The second support level ranges from 119 to 128. 128. as you can see here. So this is unlikely that we hit 1.02, at least in the short term, if Bitcoin doesn't, nuke. So yeah, this is what I'm expecting. Sweep these highs.
I see. So basically, a downswing before further highs, right? What is the target of that? I mean, what is the percentage target of that ascending triangle that you're kind of like seeing right there?
Oh, all right. 20-30%.
Okay, thirty
So
percent.
if we're being very conservative and like start from here, it's about the same price as 1.61. But if you do it like this, it's 1.72.
And to the other side is basically a full retracement to $1, right? So, in the case that, I mean, you have like a potential break that you believe that is going to be kind of like supported by the 1.2115.
120.
Yeah, but if you have a 30% downswing from that ascending trend line, what is the target
From
that it gives
this,
you? No, 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 no.
right
To,
from
to
this
the
level,
downside.
it's.
To the downside. Exactly. So
I'm
from there
sorry.
to exactly from the break of the ascending trend line, right down. What is a
Mm-hmm.
30% target?
All right, you want to see the 30% target? Okay, hold on.
Okay, that's 92
It's
cents.
below $1.
Okay.
0.92.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good to know. So yeah, I mean,